What if we told you that the future has been predicted countless times, and not just by chance, but with eerie accuracy? From the sinking of the Titanic to the invention of the internet, and even today's AI revolution, history is filled with predictions that turned out to be shockingly true. Buckle up, because today on Who, What, and Why, we're diving into the most mind-blowing historical predictions that came to life. In 1898, a little-known author named Morgan Robertson wrote a novella called Futility, later renamed The Wreck of the Titan. The story told of a massive luxury liner deemed unsinkable, which tragically struck an iceberg and sank in the North Atlantic. Sound familiar? That's because 14 years later, the Titanic suffered the exact same fate. But the similarities don't end there. Robertson described the Titan as the largest ship afloat, with specifications eerily close to the Titanic's real-life dimensions. Both ships sailed with a wealthy clientele, carried insufficient lifeboats, and met their doom on a freezing April night. The uncanny parallels leave us wondering, was this a coincidence? Or could Robertson have tapped into some unknown premonition of disaster? Perhaps he was influenced by patterns in shipbuilding or maritime technology, but no one can deny how hauntingly accurate his vision was. Even today, this chilling prediction keeps us fascinated with the mystery surrounding the Titanic. More than 100 years before humans actually landed on the moon, Jules Verne's From the Earth to the Moon imagined the impossible. In 1865, Verne described a spacecraft being launched from Florida. Yes, Florida, using a massive cannon to propel it into space. And here's the kicker. Verne's fictional spacecraft even had a crew of 3 astronauts, just like Apollo 11. Verne's attention to detail was incredible. He described how weightlessness would affect travelers, an idea unheard of in his time. Though his spacecraft wasn't powered by rockets, the similarities to modern space exploration are undeniable. Did Verne simply have an extraordinary imagination, or was he inspired by scientific theories far ahead of his time? His writing inspired countless scientists and engineers, from Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, the father of astronautics, to Wernher von Braun, who designed the rockets that took humanity to space. Verne's vision wasn't just science fiction. It was a catalyst for the dreams that shaped our world. In 1909, Nikola Tesla, one of history's greatest inventors, predicted a future where wireless communication devices would connect the entire world. He famously stated, "It will soon be possible to transmit messages wirelessly across the world, and everyone will have a device in their pocket." At the time, this idea seemed like pure fantasy. Remember, this was an era when even basic telephones were rare. Fast forward a century, and Tesla's vision has become reality. Today we carry smartphones that can send messages, make calls, and access the internet, literally putting the world in our hands. Tesla's foresight extended beyond communication. He envisioned wireless power transmission, a concept engineers are still working to perfect. Could he have imagined more than just technology? Tesla's ideas challenge us to think about how visionaries can predict trends that seem impossible in their own time. He wasn't just ahead of his peers, he was ahead of the entire world. In 1949, George Orwell published 1984, a novel that introduced us to the concept of Big Brother, a government entity that watches everything, everywhere. Orwell's dystopian world was one where surveillance was inescapable, with screens monitoring citizens' every move. It sounded like pure fiction at the time, but today, it feels eerily close to reality. With billions of security cameras around the globe and governments collecting massive amounts of data, Orwell's warning has come true. But he didn't just predict the technology, he foresaw the ethical dilemmas it would create. How do we balance security and privacy in an age of constant connectivity? Orwell's chilling vision forces us to question whether we've crossed the line he warned us about. And while we may not live in a world as extreme as 1984, the echoes of Orwell's predictions resonate in every corner of our modern lives. Even the great Mark Twain, better known for his literary works than his scientific ideas, had a striking prediction about the internet. In his 1898 story from the London Times of 1904, Twain imagined a global communication network he called the telectroscope. This device connected people across the world, allowing them to send and receive messages instantly. While Twain's telectroscope wasn't quite the internet as we know it, his vision of instant global communication was spot on. Imagine living in the 19th century, when letters took weeks to travel, and predicting a world where information could be shared in seconds. Twain's imagination was ahead of its time, hinting at the transformative power of connectivity. His story reminds us that even the most improbable ideas can become the foundation of future innovation. In 1950, Alan Turing, the father of computer science, published a groundbreaking paper that posed a simple yet profound question: can machines think? His ideas laid the foundation for artificial intelligence, a concept that has since become a driving force in our modern world. Turing's vision wasn't just theoretical. He created the Turing test, a challenge to determine whether a machine can exhibit human-like intelligence. Decades later, AI systems are passing that test and revolutionizing industries along the way. From diagnosing diseases to creating art, AI has surpassed even Turing's wildest expectations. But as we continue to advance, we must ask, what responsibilities come with this power? Turing's predictions challenge us not only to innovate, but also to consider the ethical implications of a world driven by intelligent machines. From ancient prophets to modern visionaries, history is filled with predictions that challenge what we believe about time, intuition, and imagination. Could today's bold ideas about the future come true? Only time will tell. Which prediction amazed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Who, What, and Why for more fascinating stories like this. See you next time.